Hi everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the application of AML law in real estate sector. Hope all of you have registered in GoAML portal as being a DNFBP. Do you think once you complete the GoAML portal registration, your obligation completed? What are your obligations after completing the registration? Who all are the DNFBPs in the real estate sector? We can discuss all these things here. Brokers and real estate agents, when they conclude operations for the benefit of their customers with respect to the purchase and sale of real estate. Secondly, lawyers, notaries, and other independent legal professionals and independent accountants, when preparing, conducting, or executing financial transactions for their customers in respect of the purchase and sale of real estate. Why real estate sector came into the radar of AML law? In the recent studies indicate that in the MENA region, after the use of cash and checks, real estate based money laundering represents one of the top trends in money laundering and financial terrorism typologies each year. The misuse of real estate sector by criminals involved in ML or FT can have widespread harmful effects with regard to the national economy. The purchase or sale of real estate property is one of the most significant financial transactions that a family or an individual can undertake. Arbitrary or artificial fluctuations in property prices that can be caused by real estate transactions entered into for illicit purposes can distort economic activity, price stability, and the distribution of income. Reasons to lead money laundering based on real estate includes four things. First thing, lower level of awareness. The customers don't have proper knowledge on money laundering, financial terrorism typologies, and customer due diligence. Secondary, lower degree of transparency, lower access to detailed information concerning the financial flows of the transactions. Third, size of real estate markets, ease of doing business in them through intermediaries or through proxies. Profitability, the relative profitability is very high in real estate market. Why the role of real estate agent or broker is coming under AML law? Representing one party to a transaction and intermediating between the parties in terms of negotiation and execution of an agreement or contract. Acting in a fiduciary, trustee, or secretarial capacity with regard to the transmission, delivery, and or recording of various financial instruments, securities or title bonds, or information related to real estate transactions. Finally, arranging, advising, or consulting on financial resources, including the obtaining of mortgage financing for the completion of a real estate transaction. Generally speaking, a real estate agent or broker acting in any of the roles mentioned above, whether singly or in combination, must carefully consider the factors of customer risk, channel risk, and geographical risk. How the customer risk? As to information published from time to time by official sources, customer risk classification and the type and the extent of customer due diligence they perform depends on complexity and transparency, association, or linkages. Customers associated with high risk persons or professions like politically exposed persons or foreign politically exposed persons like PEPs or FPEPs. Now the geographical risk. Level of AML or CFT controls of countries check whether the countries or jurisdictions they deal with are the subject of international sanctions and reputation of countries involved. Finally, the channel risk. DNFBPs, the designated non-financial businesses and professions, should pay particular attention to those channels, whether related to customer acquisition and or relationship management, or to product or service delivery, which have the potential to favor any anonymity. We have discussed all about the compliance program of the real estate sector with the below mentioned 7 pillars of measures. First one, identifying and assessing the money laundering and financial terrorism risk. Then second, establishing, documenting and updating policies and procedures to mitigate the identified ML/FT risk for KYCs, training for employees, screening techniques, system scrutiny, etc. Third, maintaining adequate risk-based customer due diligence (CDD) and ongoing monitoring procedures are two of the key components of an effective risk-based AML/CFT program. To appoint a AML/CFT compliance officer, an MLRO, money laundering reporting officer, approved by relevant supervisory authority. To put in place adequate management information systems, internal control policies, procedures to mitigate risks and monitor implementation. Identifying and reporting suspicious transactions in GoAML portal. And finally, should maintain adequate records related to all the above mentioned. We, Emirates Chartered Accountants Group, can support you in preparing AML policies procedures, conduct AML trainings, conduct AML audit, IT system review and gap assessment on AML screening, monitoring tool, etc. along with the registration in GoAML portal.